Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so for today's video topic discussion, who built the pixels? That is a question that needs to be explained, as people get kind of confused. And so I'm gonna bust through all the confusion right now and just lay it out completely, one and done. And yeah, so let's go into it. Okay, so in order to understand this, we have to understand Google's motives in the past, because it kind of like similarly links to the Nexus in a way of how they did things. However, there is some slight changes to it, and I'm going to explain that. So if you guys remember the Nexus program, okay, I'm going to define the Nexus program to kind of filter out all that unnecessary stuff. But the Nexus program was a program that Google had where they partnered with an OEM for the OEM to build them the hardware for them to showcase the latest version of the Android operating system. So every time a Nexus came out, a new version of Android came out. That's the way it worked. And they've partnered up with various different manufacturers in the past. You know, we had HTC with the very first Nexus. We had Samsung with the Galaxy Nexus. The Galaxy Nexus and the Nexus S, but reverse the order. The Nexus S came first, then the Galaxy Nexus. Then we had LG with the Nexus 4, the Nexus 5. Then we had the Motorola with the Nexus 6. And then it went back to LG with the Nexus 5X, and the Nexus 6P was done by Huawei. From there, the Nexus program was shut down, and Google was touting that they were going to go into the hardware game with the Google Pixel. And so Google touted that they had built the Google Pixel because they had acquired a portion of HTC's design and engineer team. Okay, so they acquired a portion of that team and moved them over to Google for $1.1 billion. So these employees that used to work for HTC ended up working for Google, and were no longer part of the HTC team. Yet also within this deal, Google was given access to HTC's license and patents, right? So again, the Pixel 1 influenced by HTC, but credited also to HTC for the build. And so it pretty much continues that Nexus idea, because HTC had an input in the design and the build of the Pixel 1. So the Pixel 1 and the Pixel 1 XL, both done by HTC. Now let's go to the Pixel 2, which this got the treatment as the Nexus 5X and the Nexus 6P. As the Pixel 2 was designed, engineered by HTC, I believe, in that order. And the Pixel 2 XL was designed and engineered by LG. So again, they kind of did a whole thing with the Nexus, like the Moto 6, and then after that, the 5X and the 6P. So LG had a hand in the 2XL, and HTC had a hand in the Pixel 2. But that's where it stops. Okay. HTC and LG did not have an influence on the Pixel 3 or 3XL. That actually was Google all on their own, and the device was built by Foxconn. So they did not go to HTC to build it. They did not go to LG to build it. It was built by Foxconn, and Google had only had its input on it. But why did the Pixel 3 resemble so much of the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 1? Like, the two-tone and all that other stuff. And the reason why, obviously, if you kind of think about it, it's a no-brainer. They adopted the design that people recognize the Pixels for. Like, Pixels were recognized with this two-tone, thing. You have this on the top and down on the bottom. I mean, I don't know where my Pixel 1 is, but, my Pixel 1 is the originator of that design, So the way I see it is that Google was just like, hey, everyone recognizes that design for the Pixel, so we're going to use that for the Pixel 3. So the design language never really changed when it came all the way to the Pixel 3 and the 3XL and the 3A and the 3A XL. Those devices were, again, built by Foxconn, not HTC, not LG. They did not partner up with anybody else. Google had its whole grip on it, and Foxconn built it. So The Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL was also manufactured by Foxconn, designed by Google. So basically you can say that from the 3 on up, Google has basically had its whole firm grip on it. But with the Pixel 1, HTC had a grip on it. And with the Pixel 2, HTC had a grip on that. And the 2 XL, LG had a grip on that. So generally right now, Google has full reins of the design of the Pixel devices. So what is the reason that you're explaining this, Tito? Well, one of the things I see a lot of in a lot of chats, YouTube threads and stuff like that is like, you know, people will tout out like, oh, I hope HTC doesn't have a hand in the Pixel 5 or in the Pixel 6, you know, in future stuff. And I wouldn't think they would. I think, you know, it would make, you know, it makes sense in the earlier days of the Pixel, of obviously Google not being, you know, very good at just jumping into the hardware game, right? So they're going to want some insight from companies that have been around for a while that have, you know, a good solid portfolio. And while HTC sometimes builds things that's ugly and LG sometimes builds things that's ugly, they've also built things that's pretty good. And they've been around for a long time. They've been doing this hardware thing for a long time before smartphones were even a thing. When like feature phones was the thing. QWERTY keyboards was the thing. Slide out QWERTY keyboards was the thing. And, you know, basic HTML web browsing was like super slow on 3G. That was a thing. And even back to the days when we just had flip phones where really all you could do was make phone calls and text message. They were around then. So it does make sense that, you know, Google will kind of go that route and allow, you know, other OEMs to kind of have an input or say on the design and the structure and the build of those Pixels back then, the Pixel 1 and the Pixel 2 generations. But from Pixel 3 on up, that's Google only. So if we are to blame anybody for the designs of future coming Pixel devices and even the past and previous ones, we would have to definitely blame Google on that. Hate to say it, I'm a Google guy, I'm a Pixel guy. You know, I'm gonna call it like I see it. When it comes to those things, I don't sugarcoat it, but I am a fan of the Pixel devices, and not so much for the design. I mean, the design is okay with me. I don't know. I guess I'm weird, and I'm not, you know, going to nitpick every, you know, millimeter on this thing and complain. But as far as like the user experience, which, you know, I've touted a long time, that's the most important thing of a smartphone is the user experience. That's what matters to me, and Pixel by far has delivered a great user experience, in my opinion, okay? Don't try to change my opinion, and I'm not trying to change yours. I'm just saying it's delivered a great user experience for me. I don't care for do this gesture and it opens this app, or if I shake it 3 times, throw it under my leg, catch it with my left hand while I'm holding a Diet Coke in this hand, that a genie's going to pop up and grant me $1 million. I don't care if a smartphone can do that. All right, I just want it to do what I need it to do, keep me connected to the world and have the world be able to reach me. That's all that I really care about with my smartphone. That's all I really need out of it. Make videos like this. I use smartphones, okay? This is a Pixel 3 recording right now. I'm using my Pixel 3. I don't have anything else. I don't have DSLR cameras or camcorders or anything like that. I use a Pixel 3, or I use my iPhone 7. That's all I use. I don't use anything else. And that's all I need my smartphone to do, is be able to help me make videos, help me edit those videos and upload them, be able to connect with people on social media, be able to make phone calls and text messages and chat with people. That's all I really need out of a smartphone. So since the Pixel basically has stock Android and doesn't have any of that extra stuff, then I'm super cool with that. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the video. Was this news to you, or did you guys always assume that every Pixel device was built by HTC? Did you guys know that LG had a hand in the Pixel 2 XL? Do you guys think, or did you guys think the Pixel 3 and 4 were built by HTC also? And how do you feel now knowing that the Pixel 3, the Pixel 3s, the 3As, and the Pixel 4s were designed by Google and built by Foxconn? You guys know where to do that. That's in the comment section of the video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, smash that like button to let me know. If you found my channel and just subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. I really appreciate that. If you're on IGTV, give a follow and give a heart to the video. Would really appreciate that too. And that's it for right now, guys. So, little history lesson here. You guys can go to Wikipedia. I'm going to cite my sources. Wikipedia and Android headlines. You guys can go to those sites, and they have information about who built the Pixel 3 and who built the Pixel 4, and you'll get all your answers there. So just a little bit of research, and it can be done. All right, I'm out. As always, aloha.